Hi, Jackie here from Nourish Fit Move, Thrive After 50. Today I'm taking you a 3x3, 21 minutes Japanese walking exercise workout for weight loss. And it's also beginner friendly. So let's get started. We're just marching on the spot. And this will start to slowly raise your heart rate. And so I'm going to go through roughly what Japanese walking is while we're doing our heel taps. So you're just going to come tapping forwards. So this method is really refreshingly simple. You walk at a comfortable, slower pace for 3 minutes. And as you can see at the moment, you've got your 3 minutes slower pace. And then you walk at a faster pace, which is a bit more purposeful. And it's another 3 minutes, of course. And you can repeat this cycle for up to 30 minutes. So I've just said 5 seconds. We're actually going to keep within this 3 minutes. We're going to just change the exercise slightly. So we're doing 1.5 minutes of each different exercise. So this is our side steps. And you may see there's a QR code that's just come up. If you're a woman over 50 and you'd like a simple 4-week structure to follow, so you're not just walking randomly, I've created a free 4-week Japanese walking reset for you. It shows you exactly how to do your 4 walks each week and how to track your progress. And it even includes a quick setup video, so it's really easy to use. You can scan the QR code showing now or the links in the description below. So we're coming back to our marches. And I'm going to point to, so it'll be your right foot, you're going to go forwards, so forwards, back, back, forwards, back, back. And you're going to put a little bit more pressure on that right foot. And now you're coming back to a march, and now this time you're going to go out onto your left foot, left, right. But what the emphasis is on that first foot that stamps down, which is great really to support your bone health. Now we're coming down to finishing slow pace. We're now coming up to our faster pace. Here we go, we're lifting our knees. And if you're increasing the intensity by lifting the arms as well. So it's a little bit of knees on their own, and then bringing the arms in as well. And you're going to start to really feel the heart rate lifting and increasing. Yes, and smile. So I'm just doing a little bit of coming forwards and going back. You can do whatever you like. But sometimes that just helps. It makes it feel more like a dance. Excellent. You're doing really well. If it gets too much with taking the arms up as well, feel free just to leave the arms down and just tap the knees. And now it's just literally tapping the knees. So I'm sort of adding a combination in really here, trying to increase that heart rate a bit more. And just adding a little, something different to do. So I'm actually widening the legs a little bit here, widening the stance. It's actually quite hard work. It kind of looks really easy, but when you're actually doing it, it's a lot harder than you think, especially lifting those knees for a long time. I'm coming back to march, and now this is just going to be running on the spot. And this really will start to increase the heart rate, probably more so than the previous exercise. And you can make it as intense as you want to. And you can lift those knees and lift the feet higher to make, to create more intensity, or keep them lower, especially if you're just starting as a beginner. Keep it low. So what this alternating pattern is doing is it's gently raising your heart rate, it's challenging your muscles, and it increases calorie burn. And that's really great because it's without the pounding of impact of running. And a lot of you may have been runners previously and found that you've had to give up. But something like this you can do instead. And you can do it in a lot less time than going, for a long walk, a long steady walk. This is great, well done. So just keeping those arms moving as well. And really helps with the shoulders, keeping the shoulders mobile. Excellent, we're nearly there now, 5 seconds before we change over. Oh, that's good. Now you can have a slight rest and go back to your slower pace. Yeah, so this knee, you're just taking it back, taking the foot back, on your right leg. Back to a march before you go over to the other side. So I'm going to turn around to the other side. And we're going for our left leg. You're just pushing it back slightly, but you're not going into a lunge. So you're not putting pressure on the knees. Excellent. Back to the other side again. Yeah. So we're going to add the arm into this exercise now. So you take your arm back and then you just take the forearm back on its own. So you keep the elbow in that same position. This is working your triceps. Okay, and then we're going to try this on the other side. So taking that elbow back, keep it in the same place. That's it, yeah. And this is working your triceps. You can do this with weights if you want to. Great, okay. 5 seconds now to change the exercise, but we're staying in the slower pace. And we're just doing little punches out front. So try and keep the hands sort of quite close to your face. Think about as if you're actually boxing, protecting your head. And you're just stretching out. So I would advise you don't fling your hands, try and keep them quite sort of strong so you don't end up hurting your elbows. And now we're just lifting that heel. The feet are slightly wider than shoulder width. And so this time, with the arm coming out in front, we're just taking the leg out to the side. Don't worry if your coordination isn't quite the same as mine. Just do what you can. And if you're only able to do, say, the legs and not the arms, that's fine. Or vice versa. As long as you keep moving, it doesn't matter. And we're on 20 seconds. So what we found is the research suggests that this style of walking can deliver significantly greater results than just aiming for 10,000 steps a day. And this is great, particularly for midlife adults. And we can do this in much quicker time. So 3, 2, 1, we're now on the faster pace. So we're doing our running on the spot. And with this, if that's a little bit too much for you, just lift the heels on the spot. You can bring this down a little bit. Side steps with the running. It's quite good fun going from side to side, to be honest. There we go. We're getting there. Now, if this is feeling a bit too much for you, you've now been through a couple of faster paces and slower paces. Okay, so 5 seconds before we just change. We're just going to change the exercise slightly in this final 1.5 minutes of the fast pace. So we've got those knee lifts again. So you're probably going to start feeling those. Just adding that forwards and back, and the arms as well. So we're now kind of really bringing up the intensity. And again, if you feel that's a bit too much, just bring the arms down. Excellent, you're doing really well. It's not easy, it looks easy, but it's not as easy as it looks, to be honest. And with only 50 seconds to go for the faster pace, you're doing really well. And it's a bit more fun than just doing steady walking, don't you think? "23 seconds to go." Nearly there, nearly there. Fast pace is almost over. There you go, 5 seconds. And actually I just finished a little bit early. There you go. So now we're on the slower pace. And we're just doing a little bit of pretend punching. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to talk to you about, why is Japanese walking suddenly so popular? Well, although the research has been around for years, the method has recently surged in popularity after taking off on social media. I think there's, particularly TikTok, I think there's been a lot of videos on there. So it's become a lot more widely known as Japanese walking, but really it's interval walking training, called IWT. So you can call it either. And I've created a blog on this, which is on my website, just about to go live. And I'll put the link in the description if you'd like to read it. And it really kind of focuses on the research that's behind this type of exercise. So in the middle of this slower pace, we're going to take a quick drink. So if you have anything close by, just take a quick drink of water. Now we're doing our side steps with a punch as well, but keeping it quite slow. So we've got just about a minute left of the slower pace, and I'm just going to go through very briefly the benefits of Japanese walking. So firstly, it's affordable and accessible. You don't need a gym membership. It's easy to fit into your daily life because you can fit sort of 12 to 10, 20 to 30 minutes in quite easily. You could even do it on your commute to work. It supports fat loss as well. There's a large 2019 review and meta-analysis comparing interval training with steady state exercise, and it found that it did reduce body fat, and the interval training resulted in a 28.5% greater reduction in total fat mass than moderate intensity continuous training. So yeah, so it's great, and it's also beginner friendly and joint friendly too. So we're coming down to 10 seconds. And we're getting ready now for our faster pace. Okay, so we're coming into our faster pace now, and I was just making sure that my back is in that right position. So you're putting that navel slightly towards your spine, and you're pushing your bottom down away from you in this position. You're tapping in this case, the right foot, and you're really putting more pressure into that standing foot. And you're going to turn around to the other side. So check your position first. That's it. And then stepping out with that left foot very lightly. But that right leg, that right foot is taking all the weight, as it were. So again, we're looking at sort of supporting bone health. And this is putting weight into your hips. And this exercise looks really easy, and actually it is really quite hard. And now we're going into a little bit of a jog, but keeping it very low level, very low impact. But it will still raise your heart rate quite well. So while we're going through this faster pace, just to take your mind off it, I'm going to just give you the key benefits at a glance of interval walking training or Japanese walking. So it's increased aerobic fitness, high calorie burn and metabolism. So it actually raises your metabolism for a lot longer after you've exercised than normal steady state walking. Improved heart health, better bone health, stronger leg muscles, lower blood pressure, improved blood sugar control, reduced risk of lifestyle related diseases, and improved mood as well. So even these shorter sessions, 10 to 20 minutes, if you can do them up to 4 times a week, this can really deliver meaningful health benefits. So it really is worthwhile doing, and you can do it outside and take a fitness app with you. You could use your phone. There's quite a few apps that can help you plan out the 3 minutes of fast and 3 minutes of slow, and it will remind you. So we've got 5 seconds to go now. So this is your last 3 minutes. Excellent. So just keep going with that. And so if you're ready to stay consistent and actually see changes in your energy, stamina and waistline, download my free 4-week Japanese walking reset. The QR code is showing right now. We'll take the link in the description. It's designed specifically for women over 50 who want results without punishing workouts. I'd love you to join me. You're doing really well. And we only have 2 minutes left. So at this point, I was slowing down too. So you're very welcome just to slow down the pace. Have a shake, whatever you want to do that makes you feel good, because you're nearly there now. I'm just walking forwards and backwards. It's quite a nice thing to do, actually. And just taking the arms back. So it's almost, you can almost use it as a cool down, this last slower pace, can't you? And just bring the heart rate back down. You've done really well. I hope you're proud of yourself. It's not easy. 21 minutes actually doesn't sound very long, but with those faster 3 minutes, it really does make a difference. And it does, you know, it can feel a lot harder than just steady walking. But it's something that you will get used to. This is quite a nice one actually to do, just to finish off. It's just to get your waist moving a little bit. So this is your last few seconds now. You've done really well. And you've completed 21 minutes. So well done. You've done a brilliant job, and I'll see you in the next video.